Peace and blessings, family. I'm your brother in the struggle, Alif. And today we're going to decipher and decipher the secret relationship between blacks and Jews. Now, a lot of people misunderstand the Nation of Islam's teachings on Jews. Listening to mainstream media, not all of them, but some of them, they'll have you think that the Nation of Islam hates Jews and that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is anti-Semitic and things of that nature there. All of that is tricknology. You have to understand the power of a trick is the knowledge. What gives the lie strength and appealness is the truth. When they come with a straight lie, you'll know but what they do, they take a kernel of truth and mix it with the lie. And they mathematically stir it up like a witch's brew. And they serve that to you. And when you take and drink the poison, you drink that Kool-Aid, hey, you fall for the tricknology. So the tricknology of the devil is very, very, very cunning. It's very, very seductive. It's very, very addictive. Because what happens is once they tell that lie, other people come in and add more lies. Then other people add their own philosophy, their own gossip, their own spins. And when it's all said and done, the outcome is bullcrap. So the Nation of Islam suffered a lot of bullcrap over the years. But what is the truth? What is the reality? The reality is, if you took the time and looked at the reality, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that Master Fard Muhammad's mother, we're talking about the supreme law to us. We're talking about our Savior. We're talking about the founder of the Lost Foundation of Islam in the wilderness of North America. Master Fard Muhammad's father, Alfonso Shabazz. I know. A lot of people, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, most people it's Alfonso. I have to get all these messages and texts and, brother, it's Alfonso. Listen, I did the math. It's Alfonso. Al in Arabic means the B, banzo. There's no P's in Arabic or in Arabic. Alfonso Shabazz. His father was a pure black Arab. Like the Jews have Rabs, Rabbil Alamin, as we say in Al-Fatiha. The Lord of the world. The rabbi is the Lord. The God on earth, the one right there teaching you. That's the one you're talking to. That's the 5%ers. That's the FOIs, the MGTs. Yes, black people are the real Jews. That's the problem. That's the crux of the false charges. They know that we know, and they don't want our people to know. So the 10%, the rich, the slave makers are the poor, because most white Jews don't care. Real Jews, Orthodox Jews, they don't have no problem with us. We have no problem with them. I remember over 20 years ago, I think it was like 1993, somewhere between 1993 and 1994, a white Jewish rabbi in Greatest-Ford, I forgot his name. I believe his name was Rabbi Gary. He called me. He's like, brother minister, I need to speak to you. I was like, what's going on? He's like, brother, I had a vision about you. I said, a vision? So I'm saying to myself, what you think about me for? And he's like, we have a holiday tomorrow, and the Lord wants me to invite you to come sit and eat the plate of Elijah. I'm confused because I really never go to a synagogue and nothing like that there. At the time, we in Greatest-Ford, so we had what we call Masjid al-Law. We had the House of the Gods. FOI was in there. That was Muhammad's Mosque number 12. We had Brother Minister Mutaquan from Philadelphia coming in for services. We had Brother Supreme Angel Minister Rashid Law, FA, coming in there. We had my wife, Sister Malika Law, AA, coming in there teaching. So we had Minister Jeremiah Shabazz from Philadelphia coming in there. We had Brother Minister Eric X. Belly, Brother Minister Cal. Different gods and goddesses from different places coming in to share the life-giving teachings of Elijah Muhammad, and we was doing what we do. It was a dangerous place, but we was protected by the supreme wisdom. We was protected by the death angels. I mean, so we was making it happen. Know what I mean, we doing our thing, and we was blessed in countless ways. Know what I mean, but I eventually goes up to the Jewish synagogue because theirs was upstairs from us. So I goes up there, and I was impressed. First of all, the place was immaculate, beautiful, beautiful. Know what I mean, and I'm also trying to be respectful. Know what I mean, I never disrespected him or any Jews. Know what I mean, that never was. That's not the messenger teachings, contrary to popular belief. Know what I mean, and every time I used to see him, I used to be like, "Shalom, how you doing, brother?" This is a white man, a white Jew. I'm calling him brother because a Muslim respects all people and demands respect from all people. He still called me, "How you doing, brother, Minister Ali?" I mean, joking around sometimes. He'd be like, "Salam alaikum, salam Allah." I mean, I'd be like, "Shalom." I mean, because Master Muhammad spoke different languages, world languages. I mean, so we're always using our lessons, 24 principles of Islam. I mean, the message teaches a Muslim knows what to say, how to say it, when to say it, where to say it, whom to say it to. But at the same time, that didn't stop me from biting my tongue or something. I mean, my thing is like, oh, by nature, you're still the devil. By nature, the black man's still God. But we never hated white people. We never, I mean, we never thought Jews or Italians or Irish or any white sect, if you will, as a whole was out to kill us and this, that. Our thing is like it's spirituality, it's genetics, it's politics, it's economics, it's philosophy, it's theology, it's this Department of Supreme Wisdom, it's the Word of God, which is bond and bind is life. You know what I mean? So it's a thing where we never had a fight. We never had an argument. I ain't talking about me. I'm talking about just the fruit that we were soldiering with. And at that time, the house was like it is now out here, divided against itself. You know what I mean? So we had brothers soldiering under the Honorable Brother Minister Farrakhan, the Honorable Salas Muhammad, Brother Minister Jeremiah Shabazz, Brother Minister Levi Kareem. We had the 5% Nation of Gods and Earths. We had the Hebrew Israelites. We had the Moors. We had the Afrocentric community, so forth and so on. You know what I mean? Me being me, what I did, when I came down there, first thing I did was just lay back and observe. You know what I mean? We analyzed, scrutinized, you know what I mean, the situation. You know what I mean? And the first thing I had to do was I had to go get my elder Rasulullah, Rasul 5X fans. So I went and got with him, you know what I mean? And they were surprised because the way it was structured was the Nation of Islam in the middle, the Jews was upstairs, and the Christians in the Nation of Islam used the exact same building, and the downstairs was the Orthodox Muslims. So you had the Masjid Allah, the biggest masjid, big I mean, you know what I mean, so-called Bigfoot, you know what I mean, Nudie Mims, Philadelphia, my mentor, legend, brother I used to sit and laugh and joke with, you know what I mean? Excellent chess player, you know what I mean? We still have our little chess spars and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But I knew him for like 30-something years, you know what I mean? But you had the Shia Masjid down there, the Sunni Masjid, and even though they may be small, they were stronger than the mud. So we had the utmost respect for them brothers, you know what I mean? Had the utmost respect for us, and we live and let live. But a lot of them was surprised seeing me because they like, that's that God teacher, lost man, like that is a man that these guys be running around bowing down to each other and staff of law, I understood their belief system, if you will. You know what I mean? But also understood our belief. I understood our knowledge was an understanding. You know what I mean? But we always believed in our Khalik. We always believed in one creator of creation. We call it the mind of man. Scientists call it energy. I mean, but they call it God or the creator or Jesus or Yahweh, whatever nomenclature or scientific name they want to call it by. That's their prerogative. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I ain't bite my tongue with Orthodox, atheists, Aryan nations, Sunnis, Christians, whatever. You know what I mean? It's all kind of fruit, apple, oranges, cherries, pears, some pineapple. You know what I mean? You grow where you grow. You get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? And we was doing our thing. You know what I mean? And when I went up to the Jew thing, they had this beautiful, first thing that impressed me was they had this giant TV. This is back in 93. So I never seen a TV that big. So I'm like, yo, what the? I'm like a dinosaur on the belly of the beast. So I'm looking at this giant, sophisticated, modern tech television. So that's the first thing. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, that costs $1,000. I'm like, you know what I mean? So in my head, I'm thinking like, some of the stereotypes they say about Jews getting money. So, me and him friends, so we bitten. So I made a little question to him. It was something about, cause we getting money downstairs. We getting paper in the belly of the beast. I mean, we make fruit. We answer our own prayers. So it wasn't no mystery God. Now I mean, at that time we wearing diamonds and gel, satin, silk. You know what I mean? So we walk around with money in our pockets. So I'm like, I know how we making things happen, but I'm curious, like, yo, what they up here eating? I mean, so I made a little joke with him about the paper, and he's like, nah, you is a master with that nonprofit stuff, man. I need to holler at you about that. I mean, too. So then it's like, okay, he has a dual purpose here, spiritual and material. Respect that. You know what I mean? And we took our little counsel, but he put me down with the stuff they had. They had a small nonprofit, but they used to get donations from the Jewish people around the world. And I was like, that's what's up. And I mean, at the time, I'm like, what I mean, that's they was building for real on some next level stuff. So that's another story. But they gave me the plate of Elijah, and the food. I'm like, first of all, the desserts. I never really ate Jewish food like that. And I mean, I heard of different stuff, but I'm trying to picture a Jewish food that I used to eat. Oh, the one thing I remember, I used to when I was in elementary school, my teachers, they used to send me down the street to the Jewish deli in North Philly. And I was going to Kennington Elementary School, and they had a Jewish deli somewhere, I think it was like Broad Street or something. So it's like a couple of blocks from the school, like 2 blocks or something. So I used to go down there and go get their deli sandwiches, whatever. And they bought me a sandwich. Now, I mean, I was getting free lunches at the time, but the teachers bought me a sandwich. And the sandwich came with like a dill pickle, um, the whole grain bread. But I remember even as a child how fresh and delicious the food was. It was just it's something about it different from the regular, like you get a a free lunch, you get a piece of pork bologna, you get some white bread, a little pack of mustard. I mean, that's the kind of sandwiches we was getting in school. Now I got this no pork, whole grain, fresh red onions. We didn't eat red onions, ma. We got regular white, whatever is the cheapest onions. My mom, she on welfare. I mean, we using food stamps. She getting whatever is going to be economically efficient for taking care of 4 children. I mean, I was greedy, so I ate enough for 3. Know what I mean? But the Jewish food was delicious. So here I am sitting down looking at this plate of Elijah, and I mean, and we shared the universal prayer, and we ate the food. The food was absolutely, the desserts. It's like, oh my goodness. You know what I mean? So it made me, after that night, it made me reflect on the wisdom of the Supreme Allah God who came in the person of Master Muhammad and his first, last, and only messenger, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know what I mean? And when I start reflecting on it, certain things, see the way my brain, it's like shepherdizing the case. I bring the pieces together. So my brain, left side's looking at the mathematics. I mean, it's like right side looking at the spirituality, and it's working together holistically. So the thoughts traveling 24 billion miles per second. And it dawned on me these projections that the messenger taught us. One that was important was from How to Eat to Live. And How to Eat to Live, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, as I ate the food, he said, the Muslims can eat the Jewish food, the Jews' food, and the Jews can eat the Muslim foods. Because as long as it's an Orthodox Jew, meaning a sincere, practicing white Jew, because they eat what they call kosher food. They don't eat pork. They eat organic. They eat natural stuff. Now, I mean, if they eat meat, they kill it in the name of Yahweh or the name of the creator of creation. Now, I mean, we say the mind of man. We don't believe in the mystery God. Now, I mean, they have a formula and a system that is similar to what Muslims call halal food. Halal food is no pork, organic. I mean, kill it in the name of Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the name of alcoholic, as we call it, or the mind. So it's talking about the same thing, just in a different way. You know what I mean? So the messenger also drops a jewel that a lot of people overlook. The messenger say, and I'm just paraphrasing, I got Hadith to Live somewhere on this desk, but I got all these books right here. But the short version is, I probably put a link on the screen or something. The messenger said basically that the Muslims can not just eat the Jewish food and the Jews can eat the Muslim food, but he also, because, you know, we share Abraham, Moses, and all that there, the traditions, but also he explained that we are cousins. Huh? Now, keep in mind, it's the Lamb. He talking about Hadith to Live, but in Hadith to Live, he dropped this jewel, dropped this spiritual bomb on us. Now, I mean, he's like, we can eat that food, they can eat our food, but we're cousins through Ishmael and Isaac and all that. So I'm like, Ishmael and Isaac movement. And it dawned on me, I ain't really think about it. The old argument between Jews and Muslims, the old argument between Ishmael and Isaac, and all of the drama with Ibrahim, or the exalted black father of the nations, know what I mean, known as Abram, know what I mean, and this baby mama drama. I mean, you know how that stuff go. Know what I mean, the mathematics of Moses' history, the mathematics of Jesus, because the message teaches that, you know, Jesus is a symbolic narrative that we have there in the Bible. So when you read the story of Moses in the Bible about him freeing the slaves, he said historically that did not take place, but that is a symbolic story representing the Moses of the book, who is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. He's the one that stood for us before modern day Pharaoh or the president. Harun or Aaron is symbolic to the Honorable Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, why you still ride with Farrakhan? Won't you just, you know what I mean? This, it's like, because if you understand the word of Allah, and the law's word can't be broken because his word is bond and bond is life, Harun or Aaron, contrary to what you may think, never died a disbeliever. He died the high priest. He died the universal, international representative of Moses or Musa or the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. His works speaks for itself. Now, you may try to highlight the flaws, but Master Muhammad teaches us in our lesson, 17 Ways for the Islamic Culture, judging is for Allah. If you must judge, let him judge himself. Farrakhan publicly announced, like, listen, yeah, I followed Samaria. I went with Wallace for a minute. I mean, I got caught up in the devil's tricknology, just like Peter denied his Lord thrice before the cock crowed twice. But I got back on post. I mean, and not only did he get back on post, when he got back on post, he surpassed the other disciples. Keep it real, keep it gangster, keep it God star. I mean, you know, and keeping it God star, he did that which no one on this planet was able to do. You gotta give credit where credit is due. You can't let envy and jealousy destroy the nation. Now, I mean, just like if Satan is divided against Satan, his nation going to fall or his kingdom going to fall. If God is divided against God, his heaven going to turn into hell. The Nation of Islam transformed right into hell. Look at us today, divided. All these different FOI, MGT tribes with this minister and that minister and that minister and that minister and this minister and that minister. As a whole, all of us, weak as water. All of us inconsequential in the universal order of things. Our new world treasury, empty. We can't scrape together $1 billion like the rappers. I mean, we can't build our own hospitals like the Jews. I mean, you know, they got this. We don't even have a national nonprofit like the Jews. I mean, you know, they got They get billions for cars for kids donated. Now, I mean, it's a science there that we're missing. Why? Because we're not listening and heeding the word of God. We're not listening and applying the life-giving teachings around Elijah Muhammad. Now, I mean, we talk unity. I mean, we're trying to unite with everybody else, but we're not having a united nation of Islam save us day. We're not coming together as family. Now, I mean, and like a biological family, you know what I mean? Sometimes you don't get along. Sometimes personal household members don't get along. That's in Message to the Black Man. The message explained that about his son Wallace. He's like, sometimes the father just don't love the son like he should, and the son don't love his father like that. Same thing with daughters. Same thing with cousins and uncles and aunts and grandparents and what have you. That's family. That don't mean we ain't family. You know what I mean? So, you know, at the end of the day, the Lamb dropped on jewels on us. You know what I mean? And he explained to us that we're cousins with these white Jews. It's a science there. Now, I mean, he teaches us that the real Israel is talking about black folks, talking about us. I mean, those prophecies was written by us for us. Now, I mean, and our cousins is upset with that. Some Jews, now I mean, and some charge us with being anti-Semitic. But we're not anti-Semitic. We can't be anti-ourselves. I mean, Shem was a black man from Africa. Now I mean, that's what KRS-One dropped the Jews on us. You must learn. Now I mean, so that reality is there. Now I mean, and when you see the secret relationship between blacks and Jews, now I mean, you got to understand that these things are written, so they're going to come to pass, all of them. You know what I mean? And even though it seemed like it's sinister, Allah does everything based on wisdom. You know what I mean? So as believers, our lessons teach us we have to believe, that the power of doing all actions, good or bad, proceeds from Allah. That's the universal law. There's protons, there's electrons, there's positive force, there's negative, there's God, there's the devil, there's angels, there's demons, there's black, there's white, there's rich, there's poor, there's educated, there's under. Now I mean, male, female, that's just the way life germinates and grows and prospers. You know what I mean? But everybody just want the good. They want the ease. They're gonna have hardship. That's all in it. You know what I mean? That comes with the struggle. You know what I mean? So don't worry about that. You just gotta stay focused and keep pushing forward. You know what I mean? Keep the struggle going. You know what I mean? It's not a thing of like, is black people gonna win? We already won. We wrote the rules. I mean, so we already won. You know what I mean? But it's not a good fight unless you see, Rocky Gray get killed, his eyes all swollen, he can't even get up. You know what I mean? They like, 10, 9. They like, oh look, MGT is done. She's out of here. Look, oh, that FOI is over. It's a wrap. You know what I mean? And they counting you out. And you laughing within. I mean, because you like, damn, this joker hit me with a good hook. I like that. That was damn. Woo, wait. I love that. Why? You're going to make me show and prove the black man is God. That's why I love that. You're going to show and prove that God's strength comes from weakness. You're going to show and prove that there is no mystery God. Because if the people see you get back up, you're going to help me wake these mentally deads up. I mean, as they going to know there cannot be a mystery God. Not after that. Know what I mean? So I laugh. Now I mean, it's like somebody shoot you. I mean, you be like, burning, hot, barely got out of there. But you ain't scared. You might be angry. Know what I mean? You be on tip like, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I mean, you be like, yeah, you see you should see the other guy. I mean, well, ain't nobody gonna see the other guy. I mean, because you got confidence in yourself. I mean, you don't worry about what people think and all that kind of stuff. You ain't focusing what your op is going to do. You're focused on what you're going to do. As you know who you are. You know what you're capable of doing. Know what I mean? So what is the power that we have? I ain't talking about some remake the world. I'm talking about remake the universe. We're not just saying USA, United States of America. We're saying USA, the United States of a law. The black man is God. And remember, we're not here worrying about the Jews. We're here sharing the jewels, the 12 jewels of Islam: knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, happiness. The struggle continues. Peace and blessings, family. I'm your brother in the struggle. I'll leave.